It was a normal Thursday afternoon, but for Maya, something extraordinary was about to happen, though she had no idea. If someone had told her that a small act of kindness would change her life forever, she might have smiled politely and dismissed it. But life has a way of rewarding kindness in the most unexpected, even miraculous ways. Chapter 1, A Rainy Day, A Slippery Step. Maya Khan was 27 years old, juggling 2 part-time jobs while trying to save enough for night classes at the local university. Her dream was simple: become a social worker and help people like herself, people stuck in invisible battles, just trying to survive each day with a shred of dignity. That day, rain poured in sheets, drenching the streets of downtown Karachi. Maya clutched her umbrella, boots soaked, and made her way toward the bus stop. She was already late for her evening shift at the bakery, but something stopped her. At the intersection, she saw an elderly woman struggling to hold a cane in one hand and a grocery bag in the other. Her scarf was blowing in the wind, and she looked visibly scared by the chaotic traffic. Cars whizzed past as pedestrians hurried by, not noticing, or not caring. Maya hesitated for a moment. She was late, and Mr. Rashid, the bakery manager, wasn't exactly known for his patience. But then the woman tried to take a step forward, and slipped. Without a second thought, Maya dashed forward and caught her. "Are you all right, Auntie?" Maya asked, holding her gently. The old woman, frail yet elegant in her demeanor, nodded with a grateful smile. "Beta, my legs don't work like they used to." "Let me help you," Maya said softly, wrapping one arm around the woman and holding the bag in the other. She walked her across the street slowly, shielding her from the rain. They made it to a nearby bench under a tree. The woman coughed lightly, and Maya offered her a sip from her own water bottle. "Thank you," she said, eyes glimmering. "People don't stop anymore. They don't see us." Maya smiled. "I saw you." Chapter 2, A Name and a Promise. They sat for a few more minutes. The old woman asked her name, and Maya introduced herself. The woman's name was Begum Soraya Mir, a name Maya didn't recognize. "I live nearby," Soraya said. "But I rarely go out. I lost my daughter years ago. She was kind, like you." Something about the woman's gentle voice felt warm. Before Maya left, the old woman touched her hand. "Kindness never goes unnoticed, Maya. Someday, you'll see." Maya smiled, waved goodbye, and ran off, soaked and even later now. Chapter 3, The Letter. 3 days later, Maya was folding napkins behind the bakery counter when a sharply dressed man walked in. "Excuse me," he said. "I'm looking for Ms. Maya Khan." She froze. "That's me." The man handed her a cream-colored envelope with a wax seal. Confused, she opened it. Inside was a short letter. "Dear Maya. If you're reading this, then I have already left this world. But I haven't left you alone. Your kindness reminded me of what humanity looks like, and I couldn't leave this life without honoring that. Come to the address below. Everything will make sense. With love. Begum Soraya Mir." Maya's hands shook. She looked up at the man, who simply nodded. "Come with me, please." Chapter 4, The Mansion on the Hill. The car ride was long and silent. They drove far from the city center, into a gated community that Maya had only seen on TV. Finally, they stopped in front of a mansion, more palace than house. Inside, a group of lawyers, house staff, and a notary were gathered. On the table lay framed photos of Begum Soraya, smiling beside a girl who looked just like Maya. The head lawyer cleared his throat. "Ms. Maya, before she passed, Begum Soraya amended her will. She had no living heirs. You are now the legal owner of this estate, her assets, and her charitable foundation, which amounts to over 7.2 billion rupees." Maya couldn't breathe. I think there's been a mistake." There's no mistake. She chose you. And she made it very clear why. Chapter 5, The Truth Revealed. That evening, Maya walked through the mansion, trying to make sense of everything. One of the housekeepers handed her an old journal. It belonged to Begum Soraya. Inside were scribbled notes, sketches of a young girl, and finally, these words. I've waited years to find someone who saw people not for what they had, but for who they were. I found her on a rainy Thursday, holding my hand without knowing who I was. Maya, you're not just my heir, you are the legacy I want to leave behind. Maya wept. Not for the money, not for the mansion, but for the feeling of being seen, valued, and trusted by someone who owed her nothing. Chapter 6, A Life Rewritten. Maya didn't change overnight. She didn't splurge on luxury or throw parties. Instead, she reopened the long-closed Soraya Foundation, turning it into a shelter for women and children. She hired counselors, doctors, educators. The story made headlines. Unknown girl becomes billionaire overnight trended for days. But Maya never gave interviews. She believed it wasn't her story alone, it was a story about all the people who are kind even when no one's watching. Chapter 7, Full Circle. One evening, Maya stepped out of her car in the pouring rain and saw a young boy trying to help a blind man across the street. She smiled, walked over, and handed the boy her umbrella. You did a good thing, she said. He looked up. He needed help. That's all. Maya gently touched his shoulder. Never stop doing that. The world needs more people like you. As she watched the boy walk away, Maya realized something beautiful. Kindness had come full circle. Final message, to the viewers. You never know the impact of one small act of kindness. Maya didn't help the old woman for money, recognition, or reward, she helped because it was the right thing to do. And in a world where everything moves fast, where people often look the other way, be the one who stops. Because someday, somewhere, your kindness might just change a life, or your own.